Hi and welcome to Cook English once again. I'm glad you can join us. Today we're going to be making a delicious and rich chocolate brownie. And what I decided to do is invite our head pastry chef to come and teach us how to make this. So why don't we give him a little bit of a welcome.
Hi, I'm Chef Alex.
Well Alex, thanks for coming. Did you wash your hands?
No.
Let's go wash our hands. Okay, so now that we have our hands nice and clean, we can now begin to cook the cake or make the cake. So let's just go through the ingredients. Let's have a look.
Chocolate, butter, eggs, flour, sugar, salt, vanilla,
And
walnut.
walnuts. Now the walnuts are optional. If you don't like walnuts or if you have an allergy, you can leave them out. There's no problem whatsoever. So the first thing we're going to do on our bain-marie. Bain-marie, Alex? What's bain-marie in Spanish?
Baño María.
Aha, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. So there we go. On our bain-marie, we're going to be melting our
Chocolate,
and our
butter.
okay, so we're going to put this in here quickly.
Do you need the whisk or the
Maybe let's have a spatula. I need a spatula. Okay, put all of that in there. And once the water starts to boil, which it is when I'm going to turn this down. Okay, so now you can see that the chocolate is melting. I've turned the heat off, so we're just using that residual heat from the water here. Just the steam, basically, just to help melt this slowly. You don't want to melt it too quickly, otherwise you could burn the chocolate, or you could burn the cocoa that is inside the chocolate. Okay, our chocolate is now ready. You can see it's all melted, all the butter has melted. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? We're going to stop here for just a couple of seconds and say thank you for all the hard work that you're doing to keep us safe and keep us functioning. So the next thing we're going to do is mix all the other ingredients. Firstly, we just get a nice big bowl. Alex, the eggs and the sugar together. All the sugar in. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to put some vanilla essence in this case. And I'm also going to put a nice pinch of salt. I'm going to put a pinch of salt. So now we're going to use, what do you got there, Alex?
Whisk.
We've got a whisk.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're just going to whisk this gently. We don't want to whisk it too much, okay? You just want to bring everything together. Okay, so we're more stirring than actually whisking. You don't want to generate too many bubbles. You don't want to generate too much air. So how's it going, Alex?
This looks finished to me.
It looks finished to me as well. Let's have a look. Let's show everybody at home what it looks like. You can see there are not too many bubbles. It's not too airy. You can see that all of the sugar has now dissolved. So that's perfect. Good job. So now what we're going to do is put in our flour. Okay, so put it in 3 stages. Put a little bit first, and then we're going to mix it. A little bit. Like that. Okay, so you can see we've got plenty left over. Now we don't want to whisk. What we want now is our spatula. And once we get that all mixed, then we're going to add a little bit more, and then finally a little bit, the last third bit. Okay, that's great, Alex. Let's put in the next bit. Mix that up. Fold. Turn, fold, fold.
All the chocolate.
Just a little. Mix that up.
I can mix it.
Okay, mix
It's
it up.
getting brown.
Oi, now we're getting into chocolate. Okay, so now it's time to put in a little bit more chocolate. And now we just mix that up.
Now we are getting more.
Now it's starting to look like a chocolate cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And it's pretty thick.
It's thick, it's gooey, lovely gooey chocolate, which is what we want for our when we're making brownies. We want it to be nice and gooey. Okay. Whilst it might be very, very tempting, please do not put your finger in and try this, particularly because we have raw eggs. And if we do that, we get very thick, and we don't want that to happen. So let's have a look. You can see how nice and thick this is.
Yeah.
So this is what we want. Now the final thing we need to do is just to add some walnuts. And again, if you don't want to add walnuts, you don't have to. We love walnuts here. So head chef, we're going to put some walnuts, yes or no?
Yeah.
Great, alright. So I'm going to give you some. Just take those and then just break them in your hands like this. Whoops. Just like that, just break them in. So here is our cake batter for our chocolate brownie. Delicious. Mmm, wonderful. Right. All we need to do, this is Alex's, this is mine. Pour that in. That's plenty.
Yeah. It's like going when you serve.
Yeah, it's just moving to the sides. Now, this baby goes straight into the oven. So, what we're going to do is put this into the oven at 180 degrees. We're going to cook it. Remember, we want this to be cooked well on the outside, but on the inside, we want to have this nice and soft, nice and runny, a little bit gooey, as we say. And this is the idea of the chocolate brownie. Okay, so now we're going to make our chocolate ganache. And the way we make that is that we use dark chocolate. Okay, be sure to use dark chocolate and also some cream. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to melt this dark chocolate using the bain-marie method. Now that the chocolate is melted, what I'm going to do is bring the cream to a boil. So let's do that now. We now have our cream, which is boiled. Just come to a boil. It's not actually boiling 100%, but it has gotten very hot. So now we're going to add this to our chocolate bit by bit, just a little bit at a time. Okay, do you want to hold the bowl for me, Alice? Thank you.
No, it's chocolate lighter.
So this is our ganache. This is what we're making our ganache. Okay, so we mix that up slowly. Okay, very, very slowly. And you can see this is.
Very fast.
I'm going to get very fast. Okay, very slow. Okay. Now does this look good or does this look good? This is looking really, really nice, really shiny. You can see now it's starting to get more and more elastic, and that's what we want. Okay, because we're going to pour this over the top of our cake, and it's going to be, Alex, it's going to be incredible. You watch. Okay guys, so let's have a look here. We can see now that it's really, really shiny, nice and elastic, very, very fluid, and that's exactly what we want. So our ganache is now ready, and as we were saying before, Alex, you're not allowed to eat the ganache, okay?
Okay.
Alright, let's continue. Put a bit more ganache in the middle here. Put it in the middle, and then we just move it to the sides. Just ever so gently. Get these little drops coming off the edge. Just falling off the edge here. Just a little tiny bit more, and then we're finished, Alice. Can you believe it? Look at that. Look how thick that is. Delicious. Just gently, gently, gently move like that. And get these little droplets happening. And then we're done. Alex, what do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Okay. Now there's one thing left that we need to do now, and that's eat our brownie. Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
First, we're going to have dinner. After dinner, then we'll try the brownie. Thanks very much for joining us again. I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Thank you. Bye bye.